Okay, dear students, in this module 3, we are going to discuss about the refrigerants, properties of refrigerants, and some commonly used refrigerants. So, in the previous videos, we have seen about what is the refrigeration and air conditioning, what is the refrigeration properties, some important terms we have seen, refrigeration, refrigerant, ton of refrigerants, everything. So, refrigeration as a process. First of all, we should know, we should recall the what is the refrigeration. Refrigeration is a process of removal of heat from a substance continuously and maintaining that below to the ambient temperature, below to the atmospheric or surrounding temperature. Okay. For removing of heat from one substance, we need a medium. We call the medium is called the refrigerant. Okay, so the refrigerant, what it will do, it will continuously extract the heat from the space and then keeping cool. So this is what the purpose of refrigerant. So we call it as some important refrigerant which is used in this refrigeration process like ammonia, freon, methyl chloride, carbon dioxide. These are all some commonly used refrigerants, and these are finally it will use for removal of the heat from the substance, and it will use for it is going to continue the same thing until the space is to be maintained for the certain temperature, right? So we should know about some properties of the refrigerant. What type of, so we can say here carbon dioxide and ammonia, freon and all. So properties of a good refrigerant. So how it should be? A refrigerant should be in the sense what are the things it should have. Okay. So here we can see one by one. One is high latent heat of vaporization. So the first point says latent heat of vaporization. That means what? So normally latent heat and sensible heat, two things are there. One is sensible heat is the heat which is taken for the increasing of temperature from 0 degree of water to 100 degree of water. So 1 by 1 degree, even 1 degree increases also, that is the amount of heat energy what we have spent. We call it as sensible heat. And the latent heat is the heat is used for the conversion of the phase change. So steam to 0 degree of water to vapor. Okay, so that we call it as vaporization. See here, the latent heat of vaporization should be more because the refrigeration, okay, result in more heat absorption for the given mass of fluoride, because the heat should be taken immediately from the freezer. So the refrigerant should have a high latent heat of vaporization and high latent heat of low specific volume of vapor. Low specific volume of vapor, that means vapor should have a specific volume. What first we should know what is the specific volume. Volume is mass. What we can say, density. Already we know mass by volume is a density, and volume by mass. Okay, we call it as specific volume. That is how much amount of volume that can be occupied per unit mass. Suppose if I take 1 kg of this refrigerant, that how much area it will be occupied. 1 kg of, imagine that 1 kg of carbon dioxide, how much area it will occupy. 1 kg of freon, how much area occupied. 1 kg of water, if you take, how much area it is occupied. So that is what it should have a low specific volume of vapor when because compressing, because this refrigerant will be used for absorbing and compressing. The nature is liquid to vapor, vapor to liquid. The conversion process is going to be taken care. That time it should not space much, it should not require more space. Okay, so volume should be less. For the specific volume of vapor should be less, and specific heat, low specific heat in liquid and high specific heat for vapor. When the changes takes place, the refrigerant may be in terms of liquid, and again when it absorbs the heat it becomes vapor. After that it gets cooled, again it will come as a liquid. So the refrigerant itself, it is going to be converted as a liquid and vapor continuously. So there it should have a low specific heat in liquid and high specific heat in a vapor, and it should have a high coefficient when result in which is conductance, high coefficient of conduct. So performance of conductions, we can say heat transfer should be taken place very immediately. So to improve the heat transfer, it should have a performance. A coefficient of conduction should be more, and freezing point should be low. So if you see the freezing point of evaporator, it should be low, because refrigerant should not get freezed immediately. If it get freezed, it cannot move in the pipeline. So the refrigerant should have a very low freezing point, so that it should not get freeze. Okay, even ice is getting freeze. That water is, whatever you are keeping inside the refrigerator become ice, it gets freezed. But the vapor, that is refrigerant media, which is taking the heat, should not get freezed, and should not get corrode the pipes, because the pipes, through the pipe only the refrigerant is passing. So the pipe, if it get corrode, then it will be a problem for this leakage of refrigerant may occur, and it may be dangerous, and should not react with the lubricant. And because chemical reaction, if it takes place, then the property may get affected. So, and it should not be toxic. It should not be a toxic one, harmful. It should not be a harmful one. So these are all the main important properties for a refrigerant. Okay, and then we can see the properties in terms of cumulatively, we can say as a thermodynamic property, physical property, chemical property, and other properties. Like that, we are dividing this. Already we have whatever stated, we are segregating into different terms. One is thermodynamic properties. So what are thermodynamic? So it depends upon the heat. So refrigeration should have low boiling point. Yes, if it has a low boiling point, then it will be easily gets boiled. Okay, so that is, it takes heat immediately from the refrigeration point, and it will be useful for evaporation. It will be evaporated easily, and it should have a low freezing point. Okay, low boiling point and low freezing point, because freezing, it should not easily get freeze. Even it absorbs the heat from that, it will become vapor easily, but it should not get freeze, because if it get freeze, it will get stuck onto the pipe itself. It won't move. So that is the problem. We say it should have very low freezing point, so that it should not get freezed easily. And high latent heat of vaporization, high critical temperature should be there for temperature heat transfer properties, right? This is what the thermodynamic properties. And physical property, if we see that, it should have a low viscosity. Viscosity, if it is high viscous, the movement will be very slow. Normally, viscous oil, if you take a viscous oil and if you make it into use in the pipe, so the movement of liquid, velocity of the liquid and flowing will be very difficult, because of it have a surface contact with the pipe, and the viscous more, it is very difficult. So the refrigerant should have less viscosity and low specific heat, and it should have a low specific volume. Earlier we have discussed, the volume should be very low, so that in the space occupied will be very less. And conductivity property, it should have a high conductivity, thermal conductivity, so that it can vaporize, it can transfer the heat easily. And chemical property, if you come for the chemical property, so it should not be a toxic one. Okay, and it should not be a flammable one. It should not corrode the pipe, and it should have a chemical stability. It should not change its property due to some joining with the lubrication and all. So this is a chemical property. Important chemical properties are, it should not toxic, and it should not be a flammable one. It should not corrode the system, corrode the pipelines, and it should not have it should have a chemical stability. It should not change for anything. And other important properties, that whatever the refrigerant, it should be easily available. So availability should be more, and it should be of a lesser cost, and handling should be very easy. These are all the important properties of the refrigerant. Okay, so in this next commonly used refrigerant, there are some refrigerants commonly used here. Already we have discussed about freon and other carbon dioxide and all. Here some important thing is methane, ethane. The hydrogen atoms normally in terms of methane and ethane, the halogenated hydrocarbons Okay, it deplete the ozone layer. So that what chlorofluorocarbons normally we say, which already we have studied about in greenhouse effect, that is global warming and the ozone layer depletion. These are all the things where very important thing is the chlorofluorocarbons are very it makes damages because of their atmospheric life. Once it caused the what is it ozone layer depletion. This is the very dangerous thing. And so here we can see another types of refrigerations also we are going to use here. So just like halogenated hydrocarbons, hydro normally chlorofluorocarbons we have used. So halogenated chlorofluorocarbon, these are all the another kind of carbons we are going to use, so that will have minimum greenhouse effect. So this hydrochloro this chlorofluorocarbons will have a lesser greenhouse effect. So most significant the refrigeration we can say is R134. So these therefore these do not deplete the ozone layer. We can say that halogenated hydrocarbons will are going to reduce the depletion, ozone level depletion. Otherwise only the chlorofluorocarbons are very much affect this layer, ozone layer. So we can use some other refrigeration to avoid the depletion of the ozone layer. That is one important thing we have to use. These are all the normal refrigerants which is used: halocarbon compounds and cyclic organic compounds. We can see we numbering it. Normally we can use the CCl3F, that is trichloromonofluoromethane. So there is organic, there is a chemical component names or like that, and difluoro CCl2F2 difluoro-dichloromethane, and monochloro trifluoromethane, one Cl 3 fluoride. Okay, CCl(F3) will come, and CF4. So carbon tetrafluoride, 4 fluorides. So like this, these are all the commonly used refrigerants which is used in the refrigeration process. Right? Thank you very much for this. Let me see some other refrigeration system, how it is functioning: the vapor compression and the vapor absorption system, refrigeration, window air condition, all the things we are going to see in the further videos. Please watch it.